Hello, welcome to today's live Q&A. I am here to answer any questions about the Inner Temple Mystery School training. I've had a lot that have been sent in. I hope you're well, pre-eclipse, and just submits everything that is happening on the planet right now. It's a lot. Good to see you. Beautiful. So I hosted an incredible set of ceremonies last week called Channel the Goddess. Was anyone there at Channel the Goddess? I had such an amazing time at Channel the Goddess. It was so incredible to see everyone and be together and gather in ceremony. It's amazing what happens when two or more of us gather, and I was really, really moved by the energy we co-created. Yes, Mariana. Oh, Becoming Unshakable. What a great name. I was there, such a beautiful experience. Yes, Bridget, I will talk about the Inner Temple Mystery School training. So this is a training that I created or had a vision for in 2017 and birthed into the world in 2022. And I open enrollment once a year, and this is the 4th class that I am enrolling for. Enrollment's open now until tomorrow midnight PST. And the training is it's a 9-month journey where we work with really the mysteries. And so it's really a training for mystics, it's for poets, it's for artists, it's for healers, it's for anyone who longs to merge with the sacred. So to have a direct experience with the sacred. This is the path of the mystic. This is the path of anyone who wants to intimately experience the sacred. I created this training really through over a decade of lived experience, answering this call to intimately return to the sacred that is here in the earth, return to the sacred in the body, and to really work with the spirits of nature to embody the sacred. I'm just checking that I have people on YouTube. I'm here on Instagram too. I can see a few people there. I'm just trying to find if there's any comments. So can someone on YouTube just comment so I can make sure that I can see your questions as they come up? So yes, the Mystery School is open for enrollment now. I'm going to go through some of the questions that have come through, and feel free to share any ones that you have experienced. And I'm just going to click on here and make sure I can see some chats. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I can see you now. So yeah, the Mystery School is really born out of this mystical experience I had in 2017, where I had what I call a great mother activation. I was connected to the primordial waters of the earth, and a group of guides called the ancient grandmothers of the earth. They introduced themselves as, they came through song, really layers and layers of ancient song. And they said to me that they represent all of our ancient grandmothers, leading us all the way back to the original mother. And so since 2017, I've been working with them. It's been a really, really deep experience. Hello, everyone. Through that time, I really had this urge, this ache, this longing that had been within me for so long. And I really do feel that the Great Mother is awakening in all of our hearts right now and urging us to keep our hearts open through the extremes that are happening. You just turn on the news now. What's happening in Lebanon today is how can we not be moved? How can we not be in grief? And I think this is really the challenge of these times, to find ways to really go in and say, what is my part to play? What thread do I hold for the healing of humanity? And I do see it as the healing of humanity rather than the healing of the earth. The earth doesn't need us to heal her. Humanity needs to heal. We need the earth. And so for me, this journey since 2017, all of a sudden, all of the spiritual tools that once served me just no longer worked in the same ways. It was like an on-off switch had been turned on, and I was being hurtled deeper and deeper into the earth, deeper and deeper into my body, deeper and deeper into ancestral healing, and really ultimately what this journey awakened in me was learning to see the sacred that is all around us. Of course it's above us, but it's also below us, around us, and within us. Now, it's not like I didn't know that before, but this journey and that awakening experience just hurtled me deeper and deeper in a way 1,000 times deeper than before. And I started studying the ancient traditions of my ancestry, and also receiving directly from my guides, the ancient grandmothers. And myself and my team, we spent years and years working on what will become the foundations of the Inner Temple Mystery School training. For this training, what it really comprises of is it's a 9-month journey with 9 different modules. The first 2 modules are, I guess, a little bit more theoretical in the sense of, like, the first one is the way of the mystic, and so it unpacks what it means to be a mystic in our modern world today. And then module 2 is we are nature, and so this is really returning to the mystery teachings of the earth. In my new book, Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It, there's a whole section called The Way of the Mystic. And so much of it is around returning to the mystery school of the earth, and how the best book you'll ever read is the book of nature. Many mystics of old, of course, have spoken about this, how you can see the secrets of the universe in a flower. If you've known me for a while, you know that the connection with nature and channeling while in nature is not something new to me. It really is how I've written all my work, all my books. It's how I gathered the courage to actually write my first book. I received guidance to surround myself with the beauty of flowers, and would go there to the rose garden in Regent's Park every single day. I wrote this in my first book, Light is the New Black, and there amongst the roses in Regent's Park Rose Garden in London, I would go every day and meditate and write. And little by little, day after day, all of a sudden, after sharing over and over and over again my writing, just sometimes a sentence, sometimes a paragraph, sometimes 10 paragraphs, it turned from a social media platform to a blog, and then into a book proposal, and then my first book. And I'll never forget the moment when I looked up and I was just in awe that the simple act of attuning to the beauty of nature, stopping and seeing the sacred that's here on earth as it is in heaven, resulted in something so big for me. I had that call to write, and my affirmation for so many years, I filled hundreds of notebooks with my creations, inspire people all over the world. And I had no idea how to make that happen, but it was through attuning to the wisdom of nature, the secrets that lay in the plants, the trees, the flowers, the waters, the sky, the stars, that I was able to connect in with what I call the song of the earth. And when I had my mystical experience, that is what I think that I was tapping into. Through my experience, I began channeling songs that I'd never heard of before, in languages I'd never heard of before. And that really was the activation for me. And the mystery school is an embodiment of that experience, an embodiment of what I have been living for I'd say about 15 years now. So yeah, the training then goes from those two core principal foundational modules. We then go into the mysteries. And so we work with the mysteries as our guide. So first of all, we have the rose mystery. The rose is a symbol of the ancient goddesses of old. So we're really connecting in with the feminine aspect of the divine, the earth as our mother. Through beauty, through tea meditations, through a practice called kithing, which is, I guess you could call it like a tuning to the wisdom in nature and then channeling messages from her. Through so many different practices. Then we go into the sacred waters. And so that's working with water as consciousness, waterways, developing a relationship with the waters, both on a practical level and a spiritual level. We work with the ancient trees, we work with the ancient stones, we work with the cosmos and stars. And here's the thing, a lot of people see cosmos, cosmic, as this thing of like, oh, I'm looking up into the stars. People see the concept of starseed as well as this like out there concept. And on one level, you could say it is, but on the other level, well, the earth is cosmic. Cosmos means ordered universe. All of this is cosmos. And when we really get that, we see the interconnectedness of us all. And we see that if we keep our heart open, of course, we can't be moved by what's happening elsewhere in the planet to other human beings. And I do really believe that this pathway of returning to the sacred, seeing all of life as sacred, it connects us to each other. Working with the goddess, if you track back all through our ancestral lines, you will find earth-based wisdom teachings in all of our ancestry. And I believe we're all hungry for that. We're starved of that. We all, on some level, whether it's conscious, subconscious, or unconscious, ache to be held in the arms of the mother. And I mean that way more than the biological mother. The mother has been absent from society. Great mother has been absent from society. And it is so crucial that she returns, that the ancient sacred feminine within all of us begins to roar, begins to emerge, begins to find her voice. And she exists within each and every one of us. The final module is integration and completion. Now, this is such an important part of the training because we really are integrating the direct experiences that we've had with the divine. All through the training, we do various different divination practices, from scrying to water gazing, from somatic practices like intuitive movement, sacred sensual dance movement, to intuitive channeling through written as well as spoken. We do intuitive movement practices as well. So it's not just about getting the theory in our heads. Anyone can gather that theory, but it takes a real shift in consciousness in order to embody it. And it's not until we embody it that we integrate it. All my teachers always taught me, both creative and psychic intuitive development teachers, that all of the creative ideas, spiritual awakenings, intuitive hunches, psychic visions, or other psychic sense receivings, absolutely pointless unless we embody it, unless we integrate it, unless we act on it. So this is really essentially what the mystery school is endeavoring to do, to return us to the wisdom teachings of the earth, of the goddess, of the great mother, of our ancestries. And through, I believe, connecting in with the sacred pulse of the earth, we can do that, especially if the wisdom teachings of our ancestries have been broken, haven't been passed down through persecution, through genocide, through whatever it is. No one is, we all have, I believe, the yearning for that and the grief around the severing of that, the silencing of that. And yeah, and so this process of unfurling and remembering and returning to that is really big. And for me, for many years, it's the only direction that I've been called in. Around the time that I had that mystical experience that really hurtled me deeper and deeper into these practices and working with the goddess, I ended up, it was like the goddess picked me up and moved me to Glastonbury. I live here now, and these lands have taught me so much. I've become a mother here as well, twice, and that process has taught me so much as well. In, you know, what I saw once I moved here and also became a mother was just how compartmentalized my spirituality was prior to this. And it's been really a 7-8 year process of reweaving the sacred all the way back in, and only now am I really able to talk about it. It's what my book is really all about: embodying the sacred, going deeper, bringing soul into matter, into form. You know, it's not to say that other parts of the spiritual journey are wrong. Earlier stages of the spiritual awakening journey that I call the ascent, where it was like more of an upward expansion, were so important for me. They created the space for soul to come more fully into matter, into physical form. And I have been studying many of the mystics of old as well, since having my own direct experience. And this is the thing about the mystic. The mystic wants to experience it directly, and sometimes actually doesn't have a choice whether they experience it directly. That seems to be my soul's journey, maybe yours as well. But it is really about bringing the soul into the cell. You know, not just opening the crown, not just opening even the heart. It's about allowing those stages of awakening that expand us to then pull in the soul, bring the sacred into physical form, and then find a way. I really believe how important the voice is in all of this. As humans, without, like, the angels have no voice without us. We have this voice that we can use. We have this body that we can use. The soul, I believe, dreamt of being here. Now, that doesn't mean that every day is great. And you turn on the news now, and I suddenly, every day of late, it's heartbreaking to see what we can see. It's not to say that everything is great here. It's absolutely not. This is a place of polarity, and particularly now, we are seeing so clearly the polarity that exists, the ecstasy and the agony, the sweetness and the sorrow. And I really have been seeing, and my guides have been showing me so much over and over again, how important it is for us to bring the soul into the physical, into the body, to return to the earth, to return to each other. And from that space, like, what thread do I hold for the healing of humanity? We all do. We all do. And through returning to ourselves, through returning to the earth, through returning to the goddess and saying, please guide me, please lead me, please show me the way. What is the next right step? This is my only solution for us at this time. And it's certainly what I've been guided to do. So I want to take any questions that you have about the Inner Temple Mystery School training. I've got a couple that have come in. The first one is how long's the training? So I've answered that. And yes, it begins in October. So enrollment closes tomorrow at midnight PST. And we open enrollment once a year. So this is the enrollment for this 12 months. Oh, I love you too, Melinda. And yeah, it begins. Also included in the training is we meet, I think it's 8 times over the 9-month journey. And our first meeting was basically a class. A ceremony is, I believe it's on the 16th of October. Replays are always sent within 24 hours, and you have the opportunity to send in questions in advance as well. So yeah, we've got a dedicated Facebook community group too. We have 2 different Facebook groups. One is specific to those who are going through this journey, so it's nice and intimate. So it's just people who are enrolled in this year's training. And then once you graduate from the training after the 9-month journey, you'll be invited into the Inner Temple Mystery School alumni Facebook group. So yeah, you have the intimacy of the live now, and then you will go into the alumni, which has an amazing group of people in it, past students in it. And yes, it is that we have a special on at the moment where it's $300 off, which is like roughly 20%. And yeah, it's $1,699 US. So normally $1,999. So yeah, so it's a saving of about $300. So yes, so how long you have to register is until tomorrow evening. Zen Birth Paris, you've already started to explore the first module and love it so much. That's amazing. Yeah, let me know if there's anyone on here who is part of it. Enchanted Lightworker, so looking forward to beginning the mystery school. Yay, so good. Let me check on YouTube if there's any other questions here. So artists wondering, I wasn't able to complete in 9 months, may I continue to seek accreditation? Yeah, just reach out to Amanda, Amanda, who's our community manager, and yeah, just she'll support you in doing that. Yeah, and so you do get its certification through this training, through the CDP, so it's an accredited training. Mitra, the training is, let me grab the price here. It's $1,699 US. So that's roughly 1,444 pounds, British pounds. And so that's $300 off. And yes, you can pay in whatever currency that you like. You can find out more. I'll make sure the team pops the URL, but it's rebeccacampbell.me/mystery school. So you can find that out. And yes, there is payment plans. So you can pay in full, or you can pay like monthly. So in 9 months, so to be 9 payments of $189 US. Yes. So that is that. Alumni. Hey, Melinda. Good to see ya. Oh, goddess, show me the way to be there. Does this lead to a job after completing? I mean, it doesn't lead to a job in the sense of like, you know, like there's a job, it's a job application or whatever, but it will definitely support you in your professional work in the world, particularly if you are interested in the healing arts, as a teacher, as a guide, as a coach, any kind of healer, and also like as a creative, like it is literally like the secrets of how I create. I have created 5 books and 6 oracle decks and a card reading certification and this mystery school as well. Prior to that, I was a creative director in advertising, like won loads of awards. And it was through working with nature, through connecting in with the goddess, through connecting in with this sacred pulse that's woven through all of life, that I was able to do that. So yes. And yeah, you're really attuning to the ancient mysteries of the earth. You're attuning to the unseen world of spirit, working with spirit guides. So you'll have this, I always call it like this, I always imagine like leaders in business, being able to tap into this like as like an unfair advantage, being able to like literally receive visions. Like this is really the main thing that you will be able to do. Be a visionary. I mean, I'm sure many of you already are, but to be able to see clearly, to be able to hear clearly, to be able to feel clearly, and heal clearly as well. Beautiful. Let me know if there's any other questions here. I'm going to go through these ones. Is there a live element to the training? Yeah, so it's all virtual, but there are live classes and ceremonies that we all gather for. And how it works is when you sign up, if you sign up today, you will receive the first 2 modules in the first month. And then we go into working with the mystery modules, and that's a really deep process. We have a integration month in between. So because I find I did it a few times a different way, and I found that people do need that time to like really integrate it, catch up, and like and really re-go over any bits that like say you're like, oh, I didn't quite get scrying so well, I want to practice that a little bit more now, or seining, I want to do that, kithing, all these different traditional practices. We do a lot of altar work as well. So yeah, it really is about bringing the sacred into the physical. Cool. I was dreaming of joining, then had a whisper to join during the first meditation of Channel the Goddess. Or do you include spirit animals in this training? No, spirit animals aren't a specific module. We do work with the spirits of nature. But as a specific guide, we're not working on it. I mean, I'm sure it could be like a level 2 or something, but yeah, not specifically. But all of the practices that we're learning, like so many foundational practices and divination practices, they are all ones that you can use to connect in. So you could use them in order to work with animal guides, for example. Artist wondering, I'm excited to plant flowers in my yard. I want more nature close by. Beautiful. I think the Sacred Waters module is the most life-changing. Oh my gosh, when you actually like open your eyes to the fact that where there is water, there is life, and where there is life, there is water, it is absolutely life-changing. When you open your mind to water holds consciousness, thus water holds memory, thus water holds emotions, water holds our prayers, water holds I believe ancient secrets, ancient wisdom. We can connect back all through the ages, through the waters of the earth. But also at the same time, water is so necessary for our survival. We know this. It is like crystal jewels. One of my mentors, Yeye Tish, talks about this and how crucial it is for us to protect the waters, to be water carriers. And we are. If you did channel the goddess, you will have experienced the power of a simple water ritual. We do anointing rituals as well, with oils as well as waters. But then we ask the waters to carry our prayers for humanity. I was so moved by our water ritual the other day. So thank you for being part of it. Can I do the Oracle certification at the same time as the mystery trainings? Will it be too overwhelming? Yeah, I think that should be fine. The good thing about the both of them is particularly the card reader is that you really can do it self-paced, so you're not having to like keep up with a certain cadence. And then also with the mystery school, it is a 9-month journey. And so like with that month of integration, and we do cover very basic oracle cards in it. So I think it'd be a really nice mix. But as always, I just invite you to just trust the pace that you're being called to go in. And yeah, particularly like there's no rush to like rush for certification. Yeah, you can do it at your own pace. Tithing is so peaceful. Yeah, I love it too. I'm deep in the mysteries and it's life-changing. Oh. Okay. So I'm just going to check. I admire your work, but new to this subject and can get confused at times. Which of your books would you recommend as a starting point to gain familiarity in this field? I would say if you're really new and you're wanting to like look into purpose and things like that, intuition, I'd suggest Light is the New Black. That was my first book. That's really focused on purpose. Rise Sister Rise is more about the feminine. So if you're wanting to connect in with the feminine a little bit more, and it's kind of like basic feminine goddess work, Rise Sister Rise is good. And then this, Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It, is my latest book. So I always say just look at them all and just pick whichever one speaks to your heart the most. Don't overthink it. Just trust that. That's what I would recommend. Cool. Is there any channeled information on the plasma bubbles that scientists are beginning to find around the pyramids? I don't know. Good question. Let me know if you find out. I'm not sure. I saw something really cool the other day around that sound that bubbles, like air bubbles within water, when they're burst with sound, there's this pillar of light that is created. Oh my God. Artist wondering. Yeah, you've confirmed Light is the New Black is a good place to start. Oh, thank you, Melinda. Yes, I can't wait for this new book to be out too. My goodness, it's seems to be selling well, because I've just heard that in the US it's some of the shipping is delayed. So yeah, if you want a copy, make sure you get one, because it's yeah, there's some delays on some people who have ordered the book. So yeah, just make sure you get your copy if you want one. Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It. And you get a an invitation to my event, Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It, which is happening on Samhain, Halloween, on the 31st of October. So you get that for free when you order. So, oh, bless you. Thank you so much, everyone, for anyone who supports it, particularly the physical copy. It really helps the author so much. In case me, it like tells bookstores like where, like how many to order, And yeah, the physical copy more so than the audiobook, really, like the audiobook, like you don't get much for that as an author. It's like, 0.00 cent kind of thing based on streaming hours and all of that, whereas the physical copy, yeah, it's much better. Enchanted Lightworker, Letters to a Starseed was life-changing for me. Oh, yeah, Letters to a Starseed is a good book for, it talks about like past lives, the Akashic Records, soul gifts, soul family, that kind of thing. So as I say, just trust which one that that you're drawn to if you're after it. Yeah, Tracy, I'm a physical book person as well. I love holding a book, and I also some people are like, oh, I'm so embarrassed that my book is so like worn and dog-eared, like if they meet me at an event to sign it, and I'm like, no, it's such a compliment. Like my favorite books I take into the bath with me, and they're kind of like falling apart, and so yeah, I like write all over them in the margins. I just got given actually from one of my best friends, Amy Firth, who was actually an instrumental part of creating the mystery school with me when we created it. Anyway, she sent me her nan was she's passed now, but was a interfaith was not an interfaith minister. She was a minister, a female minister, one of the first in Australia, and Amy is a minister as well. And she had this she just got like a big box full of her books that she would like write in the margins of, and so it's almost like she's got all these notes from her nan. And she actually sent me for my birthday this book here, which is called Prayers to Sophia. I hadn't heard of it before, but in the margins are like little notes from her nan. So precious, such a beautiful gift. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that. So I'm all about the physical copy and making it as messy as possible, because you're kind of leaving notes for people to find in the future. I often give my books away, not my favorite ones, but I sometimes give them away as gifts, or even as like I just leave them places. And I love the thought of like someone finding these little notes and highlighted bits, and yeah. Oh, yay, I'm so glad you've joined the mystery school. Oh, so good. All right, let me check if there's any more questions. What if I can't make the live calls? It's totally fine. You can send a Q&A by email. We always gather all the Q&As before each of the classes. And then we'll also send the replay too. So yeah, you'll get access to them. Okay, so how do I access the content? So we have like a dedicated website, like a hub for the mystery school. If you're part of the sanctuary or the certified oracle card reader training, then it'll be the same place that you log in, but it's a different section of that site. And so yeah, you'll get access. And so if you enroll today, you'll get the first 2 modules immediately, so you can start with them immediately. And then next month, like the beginning of the month, so that'd be I think it's the first Monday of every month, I think the content drops. So November, you'd get the first mystery module, and then the next month the next, etc. So yeah, that's how that works. How's it structured? Are there videos or workbooks? A combination. So it's video led, but there's an amazing workbook. It's way more than a workbook. So much deep resources and information. All of the practices that we do, it's like literally step 1, step 2, step 3. So you can you don't just have to retain it in your head from like watching a couple of classes. You literally have it to refer back to, so you can constantly do it over and over again. And you're documenting your journey as you do it as well. So yeah, it's really strong. And then of course there's meditations and soul journeys and various things like that. So but there's always transcripts for anyone who is yeah, like if accessibility is an issue. Okay. Yes, all videos are closed captioned and with English subtitles. Um, how long will, oh yeah, this is a good one. How long will I have access to the training? Like lifetime. I always like am nervous in saying that because I'm like, whose lifetime? Maybe I am not alive in 20 years time and then you are, and then I don't know, maybe my website's down. But as long as the training is run, you will get it. And then also like if in the future, like in 10 years time or 20 years time, we take the training doesn't exist, we'd always like let you know before it would go away. But yeah, it's a lifetime thing. It's not going to go away like as soon as you end in the training. Mary Brown, love you. I'm a graduate of the training and it's amazing. Yes, Mary with her beautiful trees and her poetry. She's such a mystical poet. Melinda, lovely. Okay, let's check if there's any more questions here. So just let me know if you have any questions before I complete. Can't see any there. See if there's any more here. Is there an online community? Yes, there is. You'll have a individual, you'll have the community of those who are going through this training. So there's a limited amount of people in every training. And I think 70% of the places have gone so far for this year. And then we open again in a year time. So it'll be like next October. And yeah, so you'll be part of the Facebook group that and the live round of people who are doing it this year. And then next year, yeah, and then once you, sorry, not, well, it is next year, but after the 9 months is finished, like we've completed journeying through the training, then you are invited to join the Inner Temple Mystery School alumni Facebook group. So you'll be able to have like a bigger community and connect in even more. And you're also invited, if you like, to join a live round as well. But yeah, it's like a whole thing, like consciously choosing to do it. So it's not like you're just in one big community right at the beginning. I think it's really important to like be tracking together. So that's that. And yeah, I think I've covered everything. Oh, thank you, Moonlight. That's so lovely. Just checking I haven't missed any questions here. Don't think so. Awesome. And just check finally here. If you have any mental well-being issues, would the course be a struggle? I kind of struggle to answer that without like knowing you. I always recommend when doing any kind of depth work that you have support. All of my trainings that I've done that have been deeply transformative have recommended that as well. So what I would invite you to do is if you need it normally, then yes, I would recommend having it, and to just trust what feels right for you. Yeah, I feel mental well-being issues feels like a very big umbrella. So yeah, I feel like I'm not quite sure how to answer that without knowing more information on that. Yeah. So like the way that we work with each of the mysteries, the first two modules are much more straightforward. I wouldn't call them theoretical, but compared to the mystery modules, they're more theoretical. So they'd be totally fine. As we go through each of the mysteries, we are, but I do find that for most people, it is deeply nourishing, and there may be grief that comes up, but in most cases, it's around like that ache for being held by the earth, returning to our bodies, etc. There are many very, very grounded practices in there. So it's not like it's, zooming out of the body. It's more about coming into the body. The invitation is that it's gentle, but without knowing more about your mental well-being issues, I find it hard to answer that. But there is a particularly like in that final module, that's why we spend like a whole month on integration. How can we complete and integrate? How can we end this deep journey that we've been on in a really grounded, integrated way? So I hope that has answered that for you. If some channels has worked with crystals, nature connection, talk to trees, and work with spiritual gifts, is there enough content in the course to advance and grow? Yeah, 100%. We have people in all different levels here. And the whole focus is about deepening. It's about depth. So deepening the connection. So there's some people in the training who are like, I've never communed with the tree before, whereas others, like there's some people who are like literally like that is their job. They work with the spirits of nature, and so they just have deepened even more and gathered more tools for their tool belt, like divination tools, for example. Okay. With the certification, are we able to then work with this in our practice? Yes, you are. It's not so much you 100% you will be able to integrate what you learn into your practice. It's not like a here's how to teach XYZ, but through the process of doing the work, you will receive so much, which you will integrate into your practice. Help me love myself more and slow down as our society speeds up. Yeah, often this is the call of the earth. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I get that. That's the number one thing that this has taught me, is taught me how to regulate to working with the earth. It's returning to that intelligent pulse, the same pulse that tells the flowers when to bloom, the seasons when to come and go, the tides to roll in and out. Night and day teaches us that. Spring, summer, autumn, winter teaches us that too. Beautiful. Oh, Sarah, so nice. Lovely. Okay, well, if there's no more questions, then I will love you and leave you. Reminded that the training is open for enrollment until midnight tomorrow night, which is Tuesday. And yes, I am looking forward to welcoming more of you if you feel called into the Inner Temple Mystery School training. We've already started gathering in the Facebook community, and our first opening ceremony is middle of October. I think it's October 16 or 17. It's all on the the Mystery School website. So rebeccacampbell.me/mystery school. So thank you so much. And yeah, happy solar eclipse for tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow, the next day. I'm traveling. Yeah, I'm traveling tomorrow, the day after I arrive. Wednesday it is, isn't it? Yes, I think that's it. All right. Thank you so much.